to Your Voice in Power Hour on the My Voice in Power show for Unity Live Radio. Hello and welcome to the Your Voice in Power Hour. Can you tell us your name and a bit about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Shaquille and I run a platform called Spoken Lyrik. Mainly we operate on Instagram and through various other social media channels where we now run live events, open mic nights to do with spoken word, and we also produce poetry videos.
Okay, where do you hold these live events?
So currently we host the events in Wolverhampton, but we do have links to different cities and good relationships with people in different cities. And eventually, I think we will branch out and start moving the show around.
Okay, sounds good. Where did you first get the idea to start this up?
Okay, so Spoken Lyrik started with making videos, which we still do. And the reason why I chose to make poetry videos is because when I started getting into spoken word, I was looking for inspiration and there was nothing accessible that I was typing in that I thought, oh, I instantly, when I typed it in on YouTube, I thought that something would come up that's relevant, that's UK based, but I couldn't find anything and it was really hard to find. There is stuff out there, but it's really hard to find. So initially I just thought, why not just make it myself? Traditionally, we just shoot people doing the raw format of performing their poetry.
That's good. Authenticity within the poetry, which it really, when you're writing poetry, it is authentic, really, anyway, isn't it? Because it's coming from your heart, your thoughts, and your feelings. So, when did you first get into writing poetry?
Specifically spoken word poetry, I'd say about a year ago, year and a half ago, something like that, yeah.
So you've not always written then?
I have always written, but it wasn't poetry. So I started originally, my uncle was a DJ and he used to DJ grime. And then he got me into writing for that. Then I got into writing rap. Then I stopped for a long time. And then it resurged and manifested itself into spoken word.
What do you prefer, the rap, the grime, or the spoken word?
I think spoken words is my preference now because it's just free to deliver a message rather than catch a vibe. But the space for both.
Do you have a favourite poem?
Of my own or of someone else's?
Both.
A favorite poem of my own. I can only talk about the recent stuff that's memorized in my mind now. And I think my favorite one at the moment is one called Brain Beauty, and it's about a woman that I love, and it just really depicts how I feel about her in a very intimate way. So that's that's one of my personal favorites. And my favorite of someone else's, I'm gonna have to go with someone that you probably wouldn't know, but his name is Davantae. He's Birmingham based, and I believe the poem is called Thoughts. It actually is on the Spoken Lyrik Instagram page, YouTube, so you can find it there. But his poem, it's the reason why I like it is because every line he says is like a punch.
Okay.
His wordplay and the way he delivers it, he could literally say anything and it would hit. So he's got that ability about him to just, it's not about the overall theme of the poem. It's more about each line resonates and he's saying something that just hits. That's all I can describe it as.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so easy to write about someone else, but not about me. Why it's so taxing to take the advice that we give out for free. I guess silence gives the illusion that our problems are just a dream. But what's buried always returns in the most inconvenient of scenes. And now we scheme against the innocent for what the guilty did. They're walking blind into our presence for what our filter did. Hiding every scar and every blemish that we built as kids. Or the pain and the trauma that we ain't dealing with. And now our partners have no idea what they're invested with. They're with us for our hearts, clueless what it's infested with. It's probably why many women try and trap men with kids. And why us men wonder what sides go best with the ribs. We want to have our cake and eat it with no consequence. But to ignore what caused the bleeding becomes our monument. The event which strips away all of our confidence. Or the person that everyone else gets judged against. But in a world where negativity takes precedent, and we get cancelled for a mistake like they ain't relevant, it's hard to find any purpose, and if our life has relevance, it makes no sense to go through hell to understand I'm heaven sent. No wonder faith's so hard to grasp, cause what are we hoping in? How do we become pure of heart if we're already born in sin? Reach the realm of love if we don't know what place we're in? And still on top of all that, I can't help but wondering, am I governed by a scar that I keep opening? Does the silence allow the pain to keep getting voted in? Tell the truth and shame the devil so he can never vote again. Because if he was meant to win, Jesus wouldn't have rose again.
So what do your poetry nights, you said you put on events, what does that entail? What happens on these nights?
So our structure for our particular night is we have an open mic section.
Yep.
And then we have headliners, and then the headliners get paid from ticket sales. And then I tend to host, but we have a team of people that can host, or we can put in a host. It's usually, the show runs about usually an hour and a half, 2 hours. Can go over because people like to network and stay and chat after, because poetry events are quite sociable. Notoriously, they are quite, people do want to conversate and talk, and it is a very safe space. The scene in general is like that. So our night is also like that. People like to stay and conversate after. Notoriously, our night has attracted people that are not even from Wolverhampton.
Okay.
No, we attract people from north, south, west, east. Like, we've got, last show we had people from Bolton, even. This show we got people from Manchester, got people from Birmingham, people from London. Like, we attract, I don't know, I think it's the Spoken Lyrik platform, and because we do videos, we've transcended the area code. So yeah, our night, back to our night, the logistics of it is just putting out an open mic call. The logistics would be actually going to different nights as well, personally, and building bonds with people that run other nights, get into their network, traveling, going around the open mic circuit, and that's how you meet new poets, and then they get onto your page, and then you put out an open mic call. I usually give people 6 minutes to perform. You can slice it up however you want, and then we have a section where the audience vote for who they want to see next as a headline.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
And then we just tally up the votes, and then whoever the audience have voted from the open mic section, they create a 10-minute set, and then headline, and we pay them for it. And this time, this particular show, the two headliners that got voted, it was their first time performing poetry.
I remember my first time. It felt awful. But how did they get on?
They smashed it. They got voted to headline, and I couldn't believe it. It was their first time performing poetry, and what they've done is created a duo headline. So they've took both of their 10 minutes, integrated their material together, and created a 20-minute duo headline set, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. And they've created a theme for the show, and we're going to market that show around the theme that they've created.
So what's your Instagram page called?
It's called Spoken Lyrik with a K, because we're quirky.
Nice, I like it.
Just the extra. I don't know, honestly.
So are your nights, are they ever like themed? Like, do you ever like suggest that someone, like people have like a subject to write a poem about, or is it just free to just?
I think, you know what, I have a team of people now, and they have different views. So it could change what I'm about to say now, because a lot of people in the team do like a good theme. But me personally, if you're asking me, I always like to go to, the reason why I like to go to open mics is because, one, the variety, and two, you always see someone that you don't expect is going to blow your mind, and they do. They need that freedom to write whatever is in tune to them to do that. And I think sometimes themes can restrict that for people. So personally, I want people to come to the event and express how they feel and do whatever they want to do. But I understand why theme nights are themed, you know what I mean? So the space for both.
Cool. Thank you for your time. Have a
Likewise.
good day.
Respect, man.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Take it easy. Bye. Expression. What is it? Expression is massive. Reloading a classic. Everything is a remix of a remix. I explore within my remit to relive what's already been. Channeling my ancestors to feel it. We've been here, we've been there, but this generation just hasn't seen it. I revive it through my expression, used as an extension to find meaning within the question. What is magic for the masses? Whatever we want to believe.
If you would like your voice to be heard on the Your Voice in Power Hour, then why not get in touch with me at myvoiceinpower@outlook.com.